Hi, and welcome back to Music Messages Tarot, everyone. I hope you're doing really well today. Today's video is going to be for our Twin Flame Collective. We're going to tune into the Divine Feminine energies, get some messages from the Divine Feminine's higher self, and what those messages are for you if you are a Divine Feminine listening. We're going to tune into the Divine Masculine's energy, and then also at the end of the reading, we will receive some direct messages from the Divine Masculines, okay? I'm just shuffling the last deck that we're going to be using. I've already cleansed our Oracle decks for today, but we are going to cleanse our space one more time, so please be mindful if you are wearing headphones. For the Divine Feminine Collective, we will be using our Goddesses deck. To tune into your energies, Divine Feminine, if you are Divine Feminine listening, these are your current energies, as well as any messages from your higher self today. Please remember these videos are timeless, so whenever you come across this message, it was most likely meant to reach you at that time. And also, please also keep in mind this may not resonate for everyone, so please only take what resonates from each video. Okay, one more. Okay, Divine Feminine. We have you as the Queen of Wands coming out reversed. Possibly your confidence has taken a hit recently. You're a very attractive, creative energy, but I think maybe you are either feeling creatively blocked. I'm getting for a lot of you, you may kind of feel knocked out of your confidence, knocked out of your self-assured feeling that you are normally in. This may have to do with your Divine Masculine, or it could just be something going on in your world, in your environment right now. Okay, possibly someone may be dealing with some jealous issues or possessive issues, possibly around their connection with their twin flame. I'm not getting that this is going to be an energy that persists, so this might be something that's very fleeting or temporary going on for you this week. We do have a full moon in Scorpio coming up towards the end of the week, so that might be kind of influencing some energies as we move closer toward that. My prediction is that many kind of hidden truths are going to come to the surface around the time of the full moon. Okay? Not necessarily in a negative way, but, depending, Scorpio is a very intense sign, so it may have some people feeling some intense emotions that maybe you're not used to feeling. Let's see what else. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So definitely somebody is not really feeling like they're in their power right now, Divine Feminine. Normally you are this Queen of Wands upright, you are this Nine of Pentacles upright, very independent, very abundant, very prosperous, very nurturing on your own. You still are. I just saw 333 on the clock. You still are all of those things, but I feel like you're feeling disconnected from your own personal power this week. Not sure if maybe this has to do with an interaction with your Divine Masculine, or maybe you've been over-focused on your connection with this Divine Masculine, but like I said, we do have the full moon influencing things, as well as a Mercury retrograde going on right now. So, okay, and then we have the Knight of Swords. In this deck, the Princess cards are the Knight cards in reverse. So, yeah, someone's definitely feeling knocked off kilter in our Divine Feminine Collective right now. Maybe you're not thinking clearly. Maybe you feel like you're not really communicating clearly or as crisply as you normally do. That would certainly make sense with the Mercury retrograde energies going on right now. I'm just feeling somebody who's not really like embracing their own confidence or their personal power to the degree that they normally do. Like I said, as some of these energies shift, as we get past that full moon in Scorpio, which I believe is coming up on Friday, energies will be shifting, but this just might be something that you want to stay mindful of. Maybe do things, and I said this in my reading last night, so this is definitely relevant for someone in the collective. You need to do things to shift back into your feeling of personal power. That might mean calling your energy back and doing things to intentionally disconnect, at least temporarily, from this connection. Or just, not focus on it so heavily, not think about it so heavily, so that you can kind of get back into your own power, regain some of your own mental clarity and things like that, okay? I am just getting a heavy energy that for whoever this is going to resonate with, this is a temporary feeling and it's going to be very fleeting and short-lived, which is the good news here, okay, Divine Feminine? Let's see what's going on with your masculines. The Divine Masculine Collective. One more. Okay. All right. We have first quarter moon in Pisces. Honor your feelings. Someone may have Pisces heavily in their chart. The Divine Masculine, as we've been talking about over the past couple weeks, he's getting more comfortable with leaning into those deeper feelings. Sometimes he may still have moments where he's kind of running from that if the Divine Masculine is the runner in your connection. I get for many of you that the Divine Masculine is the one who's kind of in runner energy. So I feel like he's kind of learning and toying with this new way of thinking about his environment and thinking about his existence in a way that has him connecting to deeper feelings, but not in a way that he's super comfortable with quite yet. So as he's doing that this week, he may have moments where they almost feel like tower moments in his world where he kind of needs to disconnect from that because the feelings are too intense. They scare him. They kind of push him into that feeling of wanting to run again. But that doesn't mean that he's not doing any of the work. I definitely am receiving that he's trying to connect to these feelings, trying to interpret your connection with him from this deeper lens, this deeper level, and look at it from this new lens that he's kind of been discovering as of late. So, I mean, that's good news overall. It might not be a smooth process. And like I said, with Mercury retrograde and the full moon coming up at the end of the week, this might not feel like a smooth process this week. But you can be assured, rest assured that he's thinking of you a lot. You're heavy on his mind. He's having some big, in some cases, overwhelming emotions about you when he's thinking about your connection to him. He just might not be able to maintain that emotional state in a consistent way at the moment, okay? So it might be something that he kind of comes back to every so often as he becomes more comfortable with those types of feelings. We have first quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. This directly relates to the message I received last night. You may want to check that video out if this one's resonating with you, collective. Some of your Divine Masculines are trying to manifest you and manifest your connection and kind of trying to draw you out as the pursuer. He's more comfortable in some cases in that runner energy, and it's kind of like his knee-jerk reaction when these deeper feelings come up to try to get you to pursue him. In some cases, this might just be going on in his mind. He's heavily fantasizing about you, checking up on your social media, possibly even driving by your house, doing almost like immature adolescent type behaviors. Like when you used to get a crush on someone in middle school or high school. This might be quite literal, or this might be metaphorically, but a lot of your Divine Masculines are kind of taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. So getting up to the line, getting up to that point where they're ready to communicate, they're ready to expose their deeper feelings to you, and then they kind of run back and hide. So for some of you, this is going to look like, heavy online monitoring or just monitoring what you're doing, but not really taking any steps further than that. If that makes any sense. Still thinking of things through his logical mind and thinking that he can kind of manifest this connection in ways that are familiar to him from like past cycles you may have had with this person. All right. So my video yesterday was to the Divine Feminine Collective, and it was just a word of caution. Like, don't get caught back into those familiar cycles with your DM. Really let him do the heavy lifting here. Let him make the moves right now, okay? You are in your Empress energy. That means magnetizing what it is that aligns with you. And if your DM if he means business right now, then he's going to take steps to do that. he definitely wants to, okay? So there's a lot of emotion here for you. Like I said, it almost feels like a tidal wave, like this overwhelming flow of emotion that's just kind of erupting from this deeper part of him that maybe he even forgot about, or maybe he's not familiar with, because he might have lived most of his life in more shallow emotions, okay? Not really connecting with these deeper thoughts or feelings, pushing them down, keeping them more on the subconscious level. He's feeling those things now, even if it's in short spurts, if it's not something he's maintaining on a consistent level. Okay, but his logical mind and his ego still thinks that he can use like some of his familiar tricks, some things that are more comfortable to him that he's used throughout his life, and possibly even his connection with you if you've met this person in 3D. He's under the false impression that those things are going to continue to work to push this connection forward. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You may want to listen to yesterday's video for a little bit more insight on that. What else is going on with our divine masculines? New moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. Okay, so that's the inevitable here. Your divine masculine is going to come to that conclusion that he needs to be the one to lead this connection forward. He might not come to that realization immediately, but I think he's starting to kind of have those ideas, those thoughts creeping in, because divine feminine, you're not really taking the bait here. You're not making it super easy for him, and nor should you, okay? So you need to kind of, spirit is calling on you to maintain that higher level of vibration, that higher frequency, and just require your divine masculine to rise up to that. He most likely will, and I'm getting for a lot of you it's going to be in the near future, but you need to kind of set the bar for what you expect from him, and then allow him to do the work and actually lead the process. Okay, we have one more for our divine masculines. Full moon in Scorpio, how appropriate with the full moon in Scorpio coming out this week. Breathe through the tension. So he's feeling that emotional tension. He's feeling that cognitive dissonance going on within him because his emotions are just too strong for you at this point, DF. He can't really hide from that anymore. You may be dealing with either a Pisces, Gemini, Capricorn, or Scorpio, but the signs on the cards don't have to be relevant to anyone's sun sign. But somebody might have those influences in their chart somewhere. This is so appropriate, not just because we have a full moon in Scorpio coming up. It's essentially what it represents in the energy right now. It's this level of tension that your DM can't really use his old patterns to escape. Okay, and some of them are feeling a little bit helpless, like, you know, I'm not quite comfortable enough to be vulnerable with these deeper emotions, but it's time for me to lead this connection because my divine feminine is not going to sink back into those cycles that I was able to maybe pull her into before. She's maintaining, she's in that Empress energy, she's magnetic right now, and it's kind of like up to me to do this if I want to see it progress. All right, so that is what your divine masculines are feeling internally right now and what their higher selves are trying to communicate to them. So there's really no need. This might have knocked you off kilter a little. Maybe some of you have had recent communication with your DM. I'm getting the name Christopher for someone. And maybe it didn't go quite as you planned. Maybe it kind of has you up in your head or lacking some of your normal confidence that you would normally feel, DF. You just need to kind of pull your energy back a little bit and trust the process. It's not always going to be a smooth process. It's not, necessarily going to be smooth in the upcoming weeks. So you're going to have to give your DMs time to grapple with these deeper emotions that are coming to the surface and with this tension that they're feeling. Because ultimately that's going to lead to the growth in your connection with this person. And it's also going to lead to personal growth that the DM needs to experience to successfully come towards you in a way that's going to align with you, okay? And not in a way that tries to pull you back into old patterns. Let's get some direct messages from your DM today. Okay. I need to hold back my true feelings for you. So yeah, some of them are feeling that way. They're going to realize very shortly, though, that that's not going to continue to work. All right. So that's how they're still feeling. They're having these breakthroughs. They're trying to break through the tension because the feelings are, like I said, for lack of a better imagery here, I'm just kind of seeing a tidal wave of emotion kind of knocking them over. But part of their logical, ego-based mind is telling them to hold that back. I don't think they're going to be able to maintain that for much longer, though. Let's see what else. I feel lonely. Okay. So they definitely want to move this connection forward with you, DF. They're missing you. For those of you who've been in a previous relationship with your DM already, they're missing very specific things about you. I'm seeing somebody holding hands and kind of like listening to music together. One person with like sharing a pair of earbuds. Like one person has one earbud in, the other person has another earbud in. So I'm not sure if that's something you used to do with your DM. If it is, he is having that specific memory and wanting to do that with you. I'm seeing somebody on a skateboard as well, so that might connect. Ooh. And that one just literally fell out. So they have hurt me. This may relate to a karmic relationship that they were in, or other people in your DM's life that maybe don't allow them to feel supported right now, okay? Childhood trauma, that one has come up a few times over the past couple weeks. So I think some of you are dealing with DMs who have had their own childhood trauma and negative experiences that kind of shape their personalities and shape their way of viewing the world, which has them afraid of these deeper emotions. Okay, for some of them, connecting to these deeper emotions might not feel like a safe thing to do, especially if they have been through trauma. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind, and instead of maybe feeling frustrated, Divine Feminine, try to lean into your empathetic aspect of your Empress energy, because some of this process might be way more difficult than you even realize for your DM, okay, depending on what they've been through in the past. Will you leave me like the others? So yeah, for a lot of them, they're afraid that once they're vulnerable with you, that it's going to leave them open to being abandoned possibly by you, or that you won't fully accept them for who they are once they show all parts of themselves to you. I'm scared of rejection. This is a very, very clear message for someone. Somebody is in their feelings and they don't quite feel good enough for you yet, DF. That's what the holdup is here for some of them. I'm blocked. So maybe some of you have your DM quite literally blocked, or they're feeling emotionally blocked. I think that's what's causing a lot of the tension for some of them. They have this enormous eruption of passionate feelings, deep, loving, romantic feelings for you. A feeling like they've never had towards anybody else in their life, quite honestly. But it's like it needs to work its way through these defense gates, if that makes sense. I'm kind of seeing like a channel of different gates in your DM's mind that he's kind of constructed as this elaborate defense mechanism. And the emotions right now are trying to work their way through those channels. But again, it's not always going to be a smooth or easy or simplistic process for some of them, okay? And with this childhood trauma just coming out and some of these emotions that your DM is feeling at this time, I think you just need to take a step back. Like I said before, lean into your empathy. I get that some of you might be kind of allowing this to knock your confidence down, when in reality, if you try to see it more through having empathy for your DM right now, first of all, it's going to help you gain a better perspective and not kind of take these things out on yourself in a negative way. But also, it's going to end up making you even more magnetic to your DM, because they're going to be able to sense that empathetic energy shift, okay, from your end. And it's actually going to end up drawing them in to you more quickly, okay? And then I want to be different. So he wants to change. He's recognizing that he needs to change the way he's been doing this with you. He's just, like I said, a lot of them, I'm sensing this anticipatory type energy the past couple weeks for this specific group of DMs that I'm picking up on. They've recognized on some conscious level what needs to change in their lives. I think they don't like the fact that they have to be the one to lead this connection with you, but on some level they know that they have to be. They're struggling a little bit with the emotional components that come along with that. Some of them may go back into runner mode for a little bit because they're quite honestly just kind of terrified of the intensity of the connection that they have with you, okay? So I've just been picking up on very intense energies around the Twin Flame Collective, so we may do more readings like this in the near future. If this resonated at all, if you can just like the video, comment, and subscribe, it would really help us out. I'd love to hear about your twin flame journey in the comments. I'm always curious as to who these videos are reaching and if anything is resonating with you. Just heard the name Rebecca as I was saying that as well. So other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. I am sending you peace and harmony, and I hope to see you in our next video. Bye-bye.